Spreads a pass in between Firmino and Mane. Now Bernardo Silva draws two Liverpool players and then flicks it to the left-hand side to Sadio Mane. David Silva back to Fernandinho, raking pass from him, and what a pass to the feet of Sterling on the right-hand side. Sterling's up against Robertson. Robertson does well, gets the challenge in with his left foot. Drop of the shoulder from Sterling. Wanted to go inside, went outside, but Robertson read it, put in an excellent challenge.
Brilliant ball from Fernandinho. We're talking about how he does a defensive job and he's so disciplined in front of that back four. But he has got that in his locker, that pass. What a wonderful crossfield pass to Sterling, who, you know, he's got wonderful pace, Sterling. Sometimes you just think push it and run, because at least you're going to get a throw in on a corner of it.
Fernandinho, who came back into the Manchester City team at Southampton when City last played, and suddenly it looked like a different ball game. He missed 4 of the previous 5 when City lost 3 of their last 4 league games, which is why we have this gap. City with the ball in their own penalty area. Stones receives it from his goalkeeper, Danilo, now up towards Sterling. Robertson was very tight on him, right in front of where Guardiola was watching. Now Bernardo Silva with a long ball forward, but it's hooked away by Van Dijk and out of play for a throw-in, just to the right of the Liverpool technical area, the coaching area, where Jurgen Klopp is there in his red training shoes. Other than that, all in black baseball cap on his head. Manchester City with company hits a ball that's way over the top of the intended target, Sané, and out of play for a throw into Liverpool halfway inside their own half.
I think Jurgen Klopp will obviously not be happy with the way they've used the ball. Only on a couple of occasions they've put a lot of passes together. He'll be a bit worried about that. I think his midfield at the minute can't put their foot on the ball. You're looking for a player who can get on the ball and start dictating the play in there. They're playing up against the City players, but they're not doing anything when they get the ball.
Here's Sterling, middle of the Liverpool half, tries to lift it over the top with his right foot. This one's headed away by Lovren. It comes out for Fernandinho. Couldn't get the ball down, couldn't get it under control. Milner is then able to stretch and stab it away. Then it's helped further away by Firmino to Sadio Mane, who, remember, was sent off here in the league last season. Challenged by Bernardo Silva. Down went Mane, and Bernardo Silva remonstrated immediately, waving his left arm around as if to say to Mane, get up. There was nothing wrong with that. And referee Taylor agrees that it was a good challenge by Bernardo Silva. But now a loss of composure from Laporte, just passing the ball out of play on the far side.
I know David Silva gets a lot of the plaudits, and rightly so, but Bernardo Silva is a fantastic player, and he's only going to get better and better in a City shirt. So far, City look more composed on the ball, more relaxed. Liverpool, for me, look very nervous, and they've given the ball away so cheaply. Again, another one.
Yeah, Salah this time stretching for it, but Manchester City are back in possession. Here's Sterling, much more centrally. Sterling goes away from his England colleague Henderson. Now to Sané on the left-hand side, who tried to give it back to Sterling, who didn't continue his run into the full-back position, the Liverpool right-back area, and therefore Liverpool have that yellow ball back, clearing it towards the halfway line, aiming for Salah, but the Manchester City defenders towering over him. Laporte easily headed it down, but Liverpool cross the halfway line again. Here on the left-hand side, it's 0-0. Still early stages here. Salah into Firmino, who rolls the challenge from David Silva. Now to the edge of the box. Wijnaldum turns, plays it to the right-hand side. Alexander-Arnold's ball across is behind everyone in a red shirt, but Mane gets to it first. Now here's Robertson, left side of the penalty area. Mane just touches it further back to Milner. Robertson again, almost in the full-back position. Little ball into the box to Mo Salah, who tries to go around the very solid and sturdy figure of Fernandinho, who stood up extremely strongly against Salah and actually wins the free kick for Salah's foul on him from behind.
I think you mentioned Fernandinho's name more than any other player so far. He's been involved in Liverpool's attack, come off and went to the goalie, crossfield ball, running into Robertson and get a free kick off Salah.
Manchester City 0, Liverpool 0, and we've played quarter of an hour, Chris. Very little in the way of goal-scoring opportunities.
A lot of respect, high-tempo game. Cleverly into the penalty area to Salah. Well defended by Fernandinho. Foul. Good body strength by Fernandinho.
Yeah, it was, but Pep's already out having a word with his defenders. With Salah. Might have been Mane, just came off into the space, and right back Danilo just stood there, and Stones watched it, and he just jumped straight out and said, one of you go in with him, you can't let him turn there. Indeed, they weren't doing anything. He should have gone in onto the forward, but we know it now.
Well, I had a fascinating sit-down with Jurgen Klopp last week, and he said his side just simply had to improve defensively. I mentioned to him how long after the Champions League final defeat to Real Madrid did he decide that the approach had to change. He said when all the offensive guys came back from the World Cup, we had to tell them they had different jobs. And it was a more conservative Liverpool in the first half of the season. We have seen in recent games, they started to open up a little bit. Scored 5 against Arsenal, 4 against Newcastle. Yeah, there's been a more structured approach this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you can teach your players and the squad 2 or 3 different ways of playing and looking at games, does not hold you in good stead as the season goes on, because you're going to get injuries, you're going to get little dips in form by players where you just need to tweak it, etc. You can't always go on the press every single game, so there's times where you've just got to be a bit more pragmatic, and they've learned that Liverpool.
Ronaldo under pressure, fouled by David Silva.
Well, the astonishing thing so far, Arlo, is that's probably the first time you've heard David Silva's name mentioned. Not been in the game at all with the ball. Not like him.
It's been a 27-point swing since the same stage of last season. After 20 games, City were 20 points ahead of Liverpool. They're now 7 points behind. City with 3 defeats in 5. I don't think anyone saw it coming. Perhaps the Chelsea defeat. Certainly not the Palace or Leicester. Here's Salah. Slides it through towards Sadio Mane. First chance. Off the inside of the post. Can Mane get there again? Oh, it could be an own goal. Cleared off the line. Remarkable. The City defender trying to clear that. It came off Ederson and bounced back agonisingly towards goal. And twice in the space of a couple of seconds there, Liverpool go close. The chip in. Ederson with the punch clear. And it's back with Alisson.
Well, that is astonishing. I was just going to say, this is going to be goal of the season. The Liverpool move, their passing, their movement, their little 1-2s and little triangles they set up in midfield is absolutely brilliant. In the end, they get it through. And what a clearance from Stones it was off the line when it ricocheted. It's absolutely outstanding.
Alexander-Arnold switches the play to Andrew Robertson. And Liverpool are growing in confidence. Here's Milner. Space on the right for Alexander-Arnold. He looks frustrated the ball wasn't sent out his way. It is now. Firmino making an intelligent run into the penalty area, just in behind Vincent Kompany, who stooped to head clear.
Well, this is the move. Salah, middle of the pitch. Brilliant turn, and then he plays straight through the middle. Mane's in. He's onside, he pulls it across the face of the goalkeeper, and then there's a scramble, and this clearance here from John Stones looks over the line there, but straight away Anthony Taylor went to his watch and said no. Kicks it against Ederson's hands, and how he's got back there, I've never known.
Meanwhile, Alexander-Arnold and the volley from Sadio Mane. That was close. As we were taking a look at that replay, either side of Ederson, and he would have had a chance, but another swift, quicksilver counter-attack by Liverpool.
Well, they're starting to cut holes in this City defence. Kompany all of a sudden is looking a little bit leggy. And the midfield is taking over, and Liverpool are rampant.
That's a poor ball, though, by Alexander-Arnold. He couldn't find Mohamed Salah. And this will be a yellow card for Dejan Lovren. Well, how quickly attack can turn to defence. It was sloppy from Alexander-Arnold, and he's put Dejan Lovren in a situation where he felt he had to foul Sergio Aguero.
Well, he did. He felt so. He had a little look, and he's going, right, Van Dijk's there, I'll take no risk, I'll take one for the team.
His first of the season.
2 massive chances for Mane.
Free kick here then for Manchester City. It's a box convincing fight. City had come out of the corner quickly, but they just taken a couple on the chin. Might have been temporarily dazed.
One on the chin, one in the ribs, I would say.
David Silva, across. He's onside, no he's not. Flag goes up as soon as Sergio Aguero chested that ball down.
That was a tight one. I had a little look round. A few of the defenders of Liverpool had dropped back. He was all alone, and this is the goal line decision. The Stones hits it against Edison, and then there.
This is going to be millimetres.
It's literally the paint on the ball.
Goodness me, look at that.
Good though, isn't it?
Well, it's accurate, isn't it? Bernardo Silva trying to get on the end of that ball from Raheem Sterling. To the naked eye, that might have been one that without the goal decision system would have been given.
Well, the first replay you see, it looks over the line, doesn't it? It really does. It looks like he's stretching behind the line to clear it, but as you said, technology. We've resisted it for years and years. Now it's here, and it'll be here again next year with VAR.
I wonder if we'll be replaying that moment as the title race develops. Plenty more football to be played here, though. I hope you're as absorbed in this as we are. Van Dijk, no nonsense. Across the low cross from Leroy Sané.
Got to get their wide players in the game. More of Sané, more of Sterling. Liverpool played their cards really, really well so far. As you said, City started quickly, but Liverpool has settled now. And the midfield is winning the midfield. And they're getting their danger men in the game.
Sterling. Nice build-up this by City. Aguero against Robertson. He's got the better of him at the moment. Robertson recovers. Nicely done by Sergio Aguero. Here's Bernardo. Now Danilo. Good for the shoulder. Fernandinho looks to loft it to that back post area to Leroy Sané. He picks it up again. Ignores David Silva. Onto his left foot. Silva still there. Here is David Silva. Repelled by Liverpool. Here's Firmino. One for Salah to chase.
That's better from City though. Sané. Silva working that left channel we talked about before the game. He loves to get in there, David Silva.
Lofted ball by Fernandinho. Here's Raheem Sterling. Noticeable from the Liverpool end that the boos aren't as vociferous for Raheem Sterling as we've seen in previous meetings between the two. Paul plays that just behind David Silva. Sané kept it in play. Here's Aguero. On the right foot, slides it into the channel to David Silva. In it goes, and it's an important intervention by Virgil van Dijk. But then Fernandinho gets there ahead of Salah. And this is a good period for Manchester City. Bernardo. Sané's offside.
Shouldn't be. Cannot be offside there. You have to be looking along the line. That's just careless. But City just putting a bit of pressure on. No coincidence that Van Dijk's the one clearing the ball. His positional play when the ball comes in the box, he's the best in the world at that.
Jurgen Klopp admitted that his side were a little bit lucky here in the Champions League quarter-final second leg, because they scored, he says, a second goal that the referee disallowed. Remember, they were 3-0 up from a fabulous performance at Anfield. Leroy Sané thought he made it 2-0, and it should have counted before half-time as well. It was ruled out, foul on Mane by Stones. And then Liverpool turned it around and won the second leg by 2-1. And of course, as we know, advanced to the final. He said to expect a thunderstorm, and that's what City have produced in the opening stages, but Liverpool will feel they've had the better chances. Both have fallen to Sadio Mane. We haven't seen a replay of the volley yet, Lee, have we? Henderson. This is Robertson. Silva takes over. Firmino almost picks his pocket, and they're at Laporte. Liverpool have a throw.
Didn't really get any angles from anyone then, but Silva just played him the ball and then just kind of hid it as if he was walking on with himself, which is just a little bit un-City like that. Normally they're showing angles everywhere.
To you on what Sadio Mane instantly sweeps it downfield. You can see clearly what Liverpool are looking for here. As soon as City had that pressure at one end and they got the chance to break, then instantly downfield they came, but Sadio Mane wasn't able to find Salah.
You want to see Sterling, listen, and if he runs out of steam, put your hand up. You've got people like Mahrez to come on, but you've got to ask questions behind. There's a lot of space behind this back four, Liverpool, and the possession they're getting, no pressure on it. Stones, Fernandinho, they can send that ball, but you've got to make the run. You run, I kick it, not wait for you to kick it and then I'll run.
Brilliant defensive play from Robertson though against Sterling too. Liverpool with the ball on the right hand side, and then as it came to Wijnaldum, so the challenge came in and Company was able to see the ball back to Ederson.
Oh,
brilliant takedown by Aguero from a ball that was hit so high, I think it was out of our sight under the top of the tier above, and then it came down and he killed it dead. The ball deflects out of play for a throw into Liverpool eventually on the halfway line.
He's looked very bright, Aguero, so far in this game. All right, he's probably a bit frustrated that he hasn't had a goal-scoring opportunity, a real clear one at the moment, but his link-up play, his movement's been excellent.
0-0. FA Cup to come this weekend. We've got stacks of commentaries over the course of the coming weekend. Big preview programme, 5 Live tomorrow night. Don't miss that, and we'll have all of those FA Cup third round stories for you. And then the commentaries whenever FA Cup football is being played, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you will hear it here on 5 Live. Here's Mane, slips the ball to Milner on the left-hand side, but the ball bounces for Bernardo Silva. He's able to play it to Stones in the box, then back towards Ederson, who typically pulls the ball to his left about 3 feet from the line and clears it downfield eventually onto the head of Van Dijk, who heads it forward. Milner helps it forward, but straight to Fernandinho. Yes, Rotherham are here, aren't they, on Sunday in the FA Cup to play Manchester City. Liverpool go to Wolves in the FA Cup on Monday night. That is a 5 Live commentary match on Monday, but lots of them in between now. Are you on FA Cup duty this weekend for us?
No, I'll probably be at Sheffield Wednesday v Luton.
Yeah, interesting times for Wednesday.
Yeah, new manager. Results have turned around, but Luton are a very good side.
Ball played across by Stones, and Vincent Kompany, who stretched for it and is yellow carded. Well, he was put under pressure by John Stones there in his challenge on Mohamed Salah. He took the ball, but he's caught Salah as well, who's gone down, stayed down, and is clutching his lower left leg. It was because of the way the Kompany went in there. Well, he has been shown the yellow card, Kompany, for the challenge, Chris.
That's too bad. By the way, he's left the ground. That
could be a red card.
That could easily be a red. He's lucky to get a yellow. Listen, the referee, big game. he's given me yellow, and as you said earlier, it's definitely a yellow card. And as I said, the other one, how you look at it, that could have been a red as well.
I think that was closer to a red card.
Well, he's left the ground, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So you can't leave the ground, and he's very lucky there, Vincent Kompany.
Manchester City 0, Liverpool 0, and referee Taylor is only just putting his card back in his pocket. Liverpool weren't best pleased with that. Certainly Salah wasn't best pleased. That could have been nasty, and he's okay.
Yeah,
and in fact, Jurgen Klopp here, Juliet Farrington to our right, just pointed out that Jurgen Klopp is in lengthy conversations with Martin Atkinson, who's the fourth official here tonight, clearly telling him what he thinks of that. Free kick then. Milner plays it into the area, but onto the head of a leaping Bernardo Silva, who headed it down, and Leroy Sané now left-footed, long downfield, Aguero on the chase, and it's lifted out of play by Jordan Henderson.
No risk.
Not sure. He wasn't sure how close Aguero was to him there.
It was a bouncing ball, back the goal. If he's short, Aguero's in. He's done the right thing. He's kicked it into the crowd. Good decision.
What pace Aguero showed down the left wing there, incidentally. That was lightning quick. City, 32 minutes played. It's 0-0. And City are in possession. If you've just joined us on 5 Live, if you're on your way home, you've been working or you've been out and you've missed the action so far, for the most part, they've shown each other lots of respect.
Yep.
But Liverpool so close to being ahead. The whole same incident when Sadio Mane's shot hit the post, it came out, John Stones cleared it into his goalkeeper Ederson, it bounced back, and Stones somehow managed to clear it away from off the line. It was almost over the line. Here's Sané now on the left-hand side, pulls it across under pressure, but Van Dijk was there on the edge of the 6-yard box and gets right underneath it and sends it up and behind into the Liverpool supporters for what is the first corner of the match.
Great change of pace. Aguero, great ball. Salah runs in behind. And as you say, Van Dijk just puts that into where the Liverpool fans are, and it's a corner.
Chris Waddle with us on 5 Live. Once Britain's most expensive footballer. Here's Sané on the left-hand side with the corner. Whistle goes for some sort of pushing and shoving inside the penalty area. I think it's Bernardo Silva who's been picked up for it, and he's not best pleased again. We're seeing lots of arms being thrown up in the air by Bernardo Silva. Free kick Liverpool.
I can't believe he's in there anyway. He's not the biggest, is he? What's he doing among all them? But anyway, the referee spotted it, so...
Robertson does well, but the return pass from Firmino didn't give him much of a chance. Stones has to step forward and then pass it away from Mane, and did well. And he was helped out as well by Danilo, playing again at right back. The number 3, Danilo, started 3 in a row now with Kyle Walker only on the substitutes bench. Currently England's most expensive footballer, but only on the bench. Here's Bernardo Silva sending it forward towards Sterling, who heads it back. Danilo now back to Sterling on the right-hand side. He's got a little bit of space, but not for long, because Robertson was in at him like a flash. Took the ball away from Raheem Sterling and cleared it away. But Mane is there, halfway inside his own half. Sadio Mane, Bernardo Silva puts him under pressure, and Mane runs it out of play for a throw into Manchester City. Still 0-0.
Well, I think City's honesty and work rate's been brilliant, but final third, nothing. And you would expect more from the players, the ability they've got.
Of course, the argument counter to that is it's this Liverpool defence that's conceded only 8 goals in the Premier League this season in 20 matches, nearly 20 and a half.
Yeah, you can give them credit for that, but they've been in good situations, Man City, and they've wasted. Look there, another one. Aguero lets it bounce. Sané doesn't know, do I go for it, do I not? Lack of communication. And the final third, decision-making's been very poor.
But Robertson's been brilliant again at left back. Van Dijk, as ever, seems to be so often in the right place at the right time. And Lovren, when it was needed, chopped down Aguero and got a yellow card for it and snuffed out what might have been a good opportunity. Alexander-Arnold playing his part as well at right back. Here's Milner. Milner just skips away from the challenge of Fernandinho. James Milner now. Wijnaldum is challenged by David Silva, and the ball eventually deflected out of play for a throw-in near the halfway line.
See, I think the three players for Liverpool in midfield are doing a job, but they're not creating anything, are they? So the front 3, who we know are very dangerous, we know that, are not getting the service what they need. So,
but we thought that, didn't we? As the ball is played forward, but Alisson is out of his penalty area to get there comfortably ahead of Aguero and clear it left-footed downfield. Now Sadio Mane puts in the challenge. on Danilo on the halfway line for the aerial ball. It's a free kick, and Anthony Taylor, sensible refereeing this, no hurry, just walks across. Might have a little word with Mane. I don't think it'll be any more than that. It's a free kick to Manchester City.
Eddie the Eagle comes to mind there. Did you watch that over Christmas?
The film?
I watched it, yeah, the film.
I have that.
Very,
I saw it at the cinema.
Oh, did you? It was very, very good. I enjoyed that.
It was, yeah, very good.
It did come to mind there, the way he felt.
Here's Company. Back to Stones. I once interviewed Eddie the Eagle.
Did you?
Yes. Interesting man. Quite eccentric. You won't be surprised to hear. Here's Fernandinho, gives the ball away on the halfway line. Mo Salah. Now it's back with Wijnaldum, halfway inside his own half. Liverpool go all the way back to Lovren. Half-time, less than 10 minutes away. It's still 0-0. Van Dijk just steers it low, back to goalkeeper Alisson. But he's under no pressure here, Alisson. So he can take all the time that he likes, and he passes it just really a matter of inches past David Silva. And Liverpool are on the move again. Here's James Milner. Milner forward down the right-hand side. Salah's in the left-back area. Salah, Company does well though against Mohamed Salah, the Egyptian danger man. But it's the Belgian who came out with the ball, and now Leroy Sané running the ball centrally, overrunning it and colliding with Henderson. And Henderson has come off worst here.
Son is showing his pace. It's Wijnaldum who... I think he booked Wijnaldum for the challenge, and he's pushed him. He hasn't really touched him, has he? Look, he's not done anything. He's slipped, actually.
Did he book Henderson or Wijnaldum?
Wijnaldum, I think.
Yeah, Wijnaldum it was.
Which he doesn't deserve that.
That's a cheap one. When you think that the 3 yellow cards we've seen,
that is not a yellow
2 of them
that is not
compared to Wijnaldum. Still 0-0. He's okay, Sané. Didn't need treatment. And Manchester City are back in play. Playing it back into the D. And Stones receives it from his goalkeeper. Stones, tall and upright. Now it's with Fernandinho. And back to Company again. Rolls the ball across to Stones. Pep Guardiola standing with a dark blue hooded raincoat today, or anorak it is. Not sure if he's got his favourite cardigan on underneath that. Company on his right foot. Very, very patient stuff from Manchester City here. And actually, Company and Stones just exchanging passes time and time again. Ball played to Danilo. Milner wasn't able to keep it in. Throw in, just down in front of us, 10 yards away from the halfway line. Back to Stones once again. And across to Company. Stretches his legs. Excellent piece of play when Company there took the ball away from Mohamed Salah.
Brilliant. Just didn't wait, did he, for a trick? Didn't, straight into the ball, eyes on it, took it away from
City. Still with Stones in possession, who got the ball back from Bernardo Silva. Now Fernandinho tried to find Sterling, but Robertson was quickly across, and then the ball is overhit downfield, and Manchester City have got the ball back again with their goalkeeper. Half-time approaching, 5 minutes to go, and it's still 0-0. We're still waiting for the first goal between these sides this season. Laporte, high ball over the top. This is for Sané to chase. Wow. He's past Lovren, drives it across. Goalkeeper Alisson gets a hand to it, comes out to Sterling. Sterling on the edge of the penalty area, back onto his right foot, tries to dink it forward. It's blocked by a Liverpool head. Comes back to Fernandinho. Then he is able to give it to Laporte on the left. Laporte's out swinging cross. Van Dijk gets up high, heads it away. Aguero claims that he might have been shoved there by Van Dijk. Nothing from referee Taylor. Still Manchester City. Aguero at the near post, drives it in. Brilliant play from Sergio Aguero. What a touch. First with his right foot, then a rapier finish with his left foot, high into the Liverpool net. And City, they needed this, have taken the lead with less than 5 minutes to go to half-time. It's Aguero, it's Manchester City 1, Liverpool 0.
All started with Sané's pace down that left-hand side. He goes away from Lovren. If he wasn't there, and then the ball comes back in, Aguero thinks he gets fouled. Nothing happens after that, but then this goal is absolutely Sergio Aguero at his best. He thinks he gets fouled. I don't think it's a foul. We just saw the replay, but he gets up off his feet, onto his feet, and then the next ball comes in. Great touch ahead of Lovren. Right foot first touch, left foot volley. In fact, it's a half volley, high into the right foot of the net goalkeeper. No chance. That is Sergio Aguero, who's had a very, very good first half. Brilliant goal, absolutely top draw.
It's one of those where the spectators, when they see it on the big screen, give an audible gasp once they see it again and see the skill that was involved there at high pace from this brilliant Manchester City striker.
That was top draw. Listen, he's a fantastic goal scorer, world class at it, you know that. His game tonight has been excellent so far this first half. His movement, his energy, and that finish, absolutely top draw.
Manchester City 1, Liverpool 0, and the leaders, the unbeaten leaders, are behind here at the home of the champions.
It's very important now, Guardiola, I'll be saying to them, keep the tempo up. You've got 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes to half time. Don't encourage Liverpool on, don't get sloppy.
Sergio Aguero's name being sung. There is a blue flare, it's actually a navy blue flare going off in amongst the Manchester City fans near the Liverpool section, but it's in the home area, and the stewards are now getting to wherever it is, and that blue smoke is billowing up out of the spectators in there behind the goal in which Sergio Aguero has just scored what is his 14th goal of the season. Here's Aguero again. Liverpool are able to scramble it away. Henderson heads it forward. Fernandinho now towards Sterling, and then Bernardo Silva in the centre circle. Manchester City looking to finish the first half strongly here, having scored the opening goal in the 41st minute. And that's 10 in the Premier League this season for Aguero, so he's got as many as Eden Hazard now. Here is Aguero, down the left-hand side. Aguero looking for help from David Silva. Back to Aguero. Van Dijk came across, but well-timed challenge from Van Dijk on Aguero. And the Liverpool record signing clears it away towards the halfway line. Now here's Firmino. Firmino playing it through, looking for Salah. This time Stones came across. Now Fernandinho to Sané. And Sané will just slow it down and give it back to Laporte near the halfway line, and they'll go back into their own half, Manchester City. Less than 2 minutes of the first half to go, and Manchester City songs ringing around the ground. Sergio Aguero's name, such a favourite here. Aguero, the club's record goal scorer. That's another one to the tally. 213 now in a Manchester City shirt for Sergio Aguero. And he's scored in all 7 of his home league appearances against Liverpool. Not scored at Anfield against Liverpool, but scored 7 goals here against them. Here's Wijnaldum. Back it goes to the centre circle where Henderson plays it to the right-hand side. Alexander-Arnold's ball forward, and then Stones is able to come across and clear it out of play on the halfway line.
Well, you say, Johnny, you look at this first half, City, great tempo about them, didn't create anything till Aguero produces that bit of brilliance. Liverpool could have been 1-0 up, we know that, where they hit the post and the mess up between Stones and the goalkeeper Edison. But overall, here they go.
Firmino tries to play it through, but Kompany was in just the right place. He's looking for Salah on the edge of the box, but Kompany cut it out.
I think City's just edged it on football-wise, being in control of the game longer. But one chance all. City's took theirs. Liverpool unlucky.
Such small margins.
Yep.
Tiny margins. Less than an inch of a margin. Liverpool could have been in front, but Manchester City are through a brilliant finish. It really was. You need to see that somewhere or other. Just vintage Sergio Aguero. You know, he's a player. I mean, you spotted it, Chris, didn't you? When he's on his game, when he's absolutely top fitness, and he's looked it tonight. Yeah. You know that goals are going to come.
Oh, his movement's fantastic. He picks it, he runs it. Yeah, he runs in behind. He comes short. I mean, people will say, his first touch wasn't the best. His second touch, listen, that was brilliant. That ball fizzed across. First touch with 1 foot, left foot, bang, goal, no chance. He's brilliant at it. Brilliant goal scorer. And his all-round games been great tonight.
Yeah. I know Liverpool's record goal scorer is watching here. We saw pictures of Ian Rush in the stands before the game. Here's Danilo heading the ball forward, but Van Dijk nods it back for Liverpool. Now Fernandinho turns, but Van Dijk, probably, if that had been either side of him, Sterling could have been away. But Van Dijk was in the right place. Now the ball on the right-hand side with Alexander-Arnold. That's gone a long way across field to the edge of the area. But Danilo is able to come across and with his left foot deliver it back into the Liverpool half. 2 minutes of added time are being played, and Manchester City lead by 1-0. We're going to hear from Pat Nevin at half-time, who's watching this game from afar, but he'll give us an assessment on what he's seen and picked out. Sterling plays the ball across towards Sané, just forward of the centre circle. Sané then plays it back towards Laporte, and Milner in with a challenge, and he was caught by Laporte. It's a free kick to Liverpool on the halfway line, and yes, the yellow card is being produced again by referee Taylor, this time for the left-back Laporte, as he is tonight.
Yep, sloppy play. Milner gets here before him, just takes it away, and he takes him out, completely takes him out. Yellow card.
That's 2-2 on yellow cards, I make it. Company and Laporte.
That's it.
Lovren and Wijnaldum. Free kick then. And we are in the second minute. We've got less than 30 seconds of the 2 minutes to play. City leading through the Aguero goal. Free kick though. Milner has climbed to his feet and he's ready to take it. Manchester City holding their line almost 10 yards outside the penalty area. It's taken short by Milner to Alexander-Arnold. Then Milner's cross high into the area. Lovren was after it, but it was headed away, and headed away well for Manchester City. Firmino turns it to the right. The home fans want the whistle to go. Milner plays it in. Van Dijk heads it across. And then who was there to head it away? Little Sterling on the edge of the 6-yard box. That was Fernandinho on the edge of the 6-yard box to clear it away. And the half-time whistle goes at the Etihad Stadium. And Manchester City in the...
You will recognise, of course, Riyad Mahrez about as the game goes on, the lights.
But there was a tug. His
second goal at beating Claudio Bravo when he came a little too close to the goalkeeper.
A decent effort on his left foot. Yeah, it's not the best striker in the world, but all Liverpool's best things have really come down that side with young Jones.
It's a long time ago now, but you do remember that Daniel Sturridge was a highly promising youngster in Manchester City's academy. Decided to head off elsewhere. Jurgen Klopp aghast here because Daniel Sturridge has gone down, and he's hopeful he's not going to lose another player to injury. You'd hope not.
Well, I don't think it's anything to do with that challenge. I think it's maybe just he wants some tape for his socks.
There you go, that's exactly what he wants.
Bumping his shin pads.
Liverpool have a free kick. Milner and Robertson are over it. Van Dijk, Wijnaldum, Gomez, Fabinho are those who will make the runs. Decent run as well. It was made by Gomez, it just evaded him. Headed away by Humphreys.
If anything, I think he just got in there a little bit too early, did Joe Gomez.